It is Sunday, October 23rd. My name is Davey and this is GTFO Live. Tonight is a very special episode in which I will go through every single active member of GTF with over 1,500 posts. Starting with the person with the highest number of posts, Spooler Boy, otherwise known as Eric. He might be a successful lawyer someday, but he will always be our favorite twink-loving twink. Number 2 is actually yours truly, so we'll skip that. Number 3 is Anonymous Boy, our God Emperor, Renee. He's quiet. XYZ72, also known as Andre, is a pasty German boy obsessed with some Japanese pop star. Oh crap, I forgot to write something about Marmy. Guys, what do you have to say about Marmaduke? Matt.au, who's had more changes of name than P. Diddy and more vegetation up his ass than the greengrocer. Fire Phantom, also known as Brendan, comes off really brash, which is why most people don't actually like him, but he's a pretty cool guy and he's actually really smart. Adrian is the love of my life, and that's really all I have to say about that. Ryan is needy and sad. Mono is a mixture of Mr. Universe from Firefly and Hermione from Stargate, and if you didn't get that reference, you'll never understand Mono. Miles is also a pretty cool guy, and he's kind of a spoiled brat. He looks like he jumped straight out of chaff porn, shoe sniffing included. The XO, aka Willie, William, Ox, the garbage collector, acts all tough, but everyone knows he's a big softie. Vortex is the first Daniel on our list. Let me just save a lot of time by saying that all Daniels are sluts. And Zed Guy, aka Quincy, one of the few people on the forum who, in reaction to being gay, uses all of the maladaptive coping mechanisms all at once. Glam Life is a heinous bitch, queen of the Adam Lambert fan club. He's pretty cute, but don't tell him I said that. Corey is secretly a millionaire witch doctor who lives in a plantation in Mississippi, and also a vampire. Akablu, Alex, is a jockey white boy. Also, he has a big ass. Roman is a Mexican drug lord. His image uploads folder contains more hunky jock porn than mine, and he himself is a twink. Gromy, also known as Annis. All I remember of him is that he is Swedish and also Middle Eastern. Thoughtless, whose real name is Michael, his way of commentary usually hits right to the heart of the matter. Nicole, he has a polar bear fetish. Google sucks. I think his name is Johnny. He's obsessed with Kelly Clarkson. 46CJB, Colin, recently left, but I have to mention, though he comes off as a bit of an obnoxious dick, he's protective and he's creative, and he doesn't take any shit from anyone, and we need more of those in the world. Nico123, he's kind of annoying and hardly ever has anything nice to say, and apparently he had sex with his cousin. Prometheus is your typical overprivileged white kid. He's not a terrible person, he's just a whole lot of sheltered. I See You Upside Down, also known as Alex, likes his boys with a bit of a belly. He also plays the guitar. Techie dude, I don't know. Ramkoro, who I haven't seen in a while, used to be one of Mono's arch nemesis, vomits pop culture. Sneesnail, his user title is post-whore extraordinaire, and this is not really much I could say. Jordy is a massive dark vortex which sucks in attention and vomits drama. Jaywaggers, James from Bristol, regular bloke, pretty cute. Infidel, I met him in real life and he bought me lunch, which pretty much means that he's now my best friend forever. Also, he likes feet. Sebastian, whose actual name is Paul, is a bitchy Irish kid who will probably look 14 forever. All I know about BG is that he's a pretty smart guy, and I think he's a redhead from Australia. J-Pow. Josh, I've seen more of him on Facebook than I have on the forum, but he's not a terrible person. Colton is a princess. Jonathan is one of my Tumblr buddies. He's a twink who's into cubs and also dancing. Egregious? Is that a word? He's very academic, and he likes fancy cooking and math. The medieval name for that is a witch. Muspelli hears voices, but recently he's figured out how to make them shut up, which is, somewhat reassuring. Intolerable, also known as Fraser, is intolerable. Brandon, from Toronto, and is otherwise not notable. Pretty Lights, whose real name is Spencer. Even when he's not on drugs, he's pretty high. Loungefly, I think he's pretty cute. For some reason, I keep thinking of steampunk when I think of him. Nettles. Ned has more talent than you can shake a skinny Australian boy at. Sunstorm, whose real name is Levi. He knows a thing or two about staying positive, even during drama. Spread the Love, whose name is Travis. I have no opinion. James, is kind of a pick whore. I don't know what else to say about him either. Stranger in town, whose real name is Leo. Question, how did all these people get to like 4,000 posts without me having anything notable to say about them? Chatty Danny is slutty like all the other Daniels. He's hot, not just because of his body, which we've all seen, but mostly because he's just so adorably humble. Trinium, Tom, you can tell he really wants to be a teacher by the way his style of moderation. It's less policing and more caretaking. He's basically a gay man trapped in a straight man's body. Slytherin, also known as Maddie, I find him personally amusing, but on the forum he's pretty much universally reviled. Mostly because of how much of a heinous bitch he is. Tweaker by the speaker, Josh. He's a smart kid for sure, kind of obsessed with himself, and also guys with small penises. He has this odd way of convincing himself of opinion, regardless of, reality. Box 65537, I have never actually interacted with him, which is odd, because apparently he's really popular with some people. Oh, and he goes to Oxford. Chris hasn't been active for years now, but he's still notable just because he's a mod. Sneak Attack, aka Patrick. Ginger Jock, who Acablu Alex, for some reason, is really obsessed with. Loop, formerly Luke Glass. Just like a lot of furries, he's actually pretty cute. But the furry thing. Gambit, aka J-Mac, aka Chernobog, aka Reese, aka Big Friendly Giant. Jakey Boy, he's around I guess. Polkadoll is the Darren Criss fanboy. Can I just say that he's actually ridiculously adorable? With the glasses and everything. Bourdain, who I affectionately named Boo Boo. He has the head of a horse and the body of a teenage boy. Hunter plus Mariska, other than the fact that he's really into Mariska Hargitay, and that he's a bitch. I don't know. Desolation, also known as Sean, is a geeky guy, and he's one of our Minecraft buddies. Denuto, otherwise known as Dennis, is also a mod. The firefighter with the flaming hair. Bayside Boy is an Australian who likes Lady Gaga. ALD, bitchy sarcastic humor. Secretly he's keeping Maddie McCann in his basement. Dr. S, or Ugly Sean, frequently goes to the gym to have sex with people as a form of exercise. Elmer, Jerry, likes chess and twinks. Simon is a ginger ninja with an irrational fear of transforming back into a twink. If you start a conversation about classical music with him, be prepared to give up an entire afternoon. Excalibur has that, what is that avatar he has? E to the I pi, Euler's identity. Euler? Oh, German. Math nerd. Overrated, whose name is Callum, he's totally underrated. John is a cop, but I'm pretty sure he's also a stripper. Straight as a Rainbow is probably a flamer, the name just kind of gives it a clue. Poster Undefined, whose real name is Everett. I know him mostly from Minecraft. He got everyone to build in his city, became the largest thing in the server, basically. Rick's formerly known as Rixo, is Pete. For some reason he's always either naked or... Cole is actually a black woman in the body of a mildly attractive geek. South Key 6. Do not know who this person is. Yago studies French and gets filthy drunk. And that's pretty much all anyone can say about his life. Davis gets along with the younger folk. Sesame. He's like that guy at school that you see all the time, but he's like a junior and you're a senior. And Mr. Monkey, whose real name is Max. Interesting story about him. He and I grew up basically in the same town, and we have some of the same friends, but we've never met. Stiv D, I can't remember his real name, is Scottish. Hopes Die Last is the cute Connor who isn't a porn star. Silhouettes, formerly Alex is on Fire, is a burnout. I'm also apparently straight now. Meowsers. James is a sweetheart and is our resident cat lady. Greg was pretty cute before, but he's totally hot now. I think he's a paralegal and a film buff. I do not know who Arch is. Loner13 is a sexy nerdy man from South Africa. Mission is Fame obviously likes Lady Gaga. He's also Australian. I feel like I've already said that. Bounce is a dick. He also thinks cricket is a real sport. George Stas is Greek. Some Cold Random is an Australian nerdy hipster geek. Milo is an Asian version of Snooki. Luapwa, whose real name is Paul, is a smart guy who's into Doctor Who, and surprise of the century is no surprise. Aquiade? I have no idea. One Glance is kind of dramatic, but he's not a horrible person. Not a cool name, not so notable. Take a Chill Pill has a hot body, and that's all. Magru, whose real name is Max, is into black guys, which is great because his boyfriend is a black guy, and they're pretty adorable together. Crowned Clown is a skinny guy with big hair. Led Zeppelin. Jesse posts hot pics of gorgeous guys, and is a Gaga fan, so what's not to like? Jack TX, the cute guy with the massive gauges. Kinko Nick has been back lately. Recently he's been spotted in public with one of the Jameses. I think they're sleeping together. Michael, don't ask, don't tell. Avery Squeak. All I know is that he likes anime. Water Phoenix posts hot pics, boasts of sexy models, and sometimes also himself. Cutie Pie, Dylan, is actually a superhero imbued with magical tribal powers. Wizard, for some reason, is on this list. He's a pretty cool guy who was totally born in the wrong century. Jim Jam is Scottish, and I heard he's kind of a slut. LaRue Fan, I don't know. Speed Demon, I don't know. Billy Brown is Australian and dramatic, but he's on my cool list. Tessa is our lovely lesbian den mother. Fun fact, she was once considered to be a mod. Ithari, whose real name is Robin, he's just so European, you have no idea. The Hierophant is crazy. Wills, I don't know who he is. Kemp Kid looks way better with a haircut. Cross my heart, cool. Whatever. Hey John. The last person on my list is Hart, also known as Charles. Let's just say you should never ever get on his bad side. That's all the time we have for today, literally. Join us next week for the season finale of GTFOLive. Don't forget to subscribe, rate this video even if you hate it, and of course join us at GTFOLive.org.